Hey, this is your girl Jasmine, and you're watching Owl Off on Owl TV. Like us on Facebook, check us out on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube. Today we're discussing gun control. So, with the recent shooting that just occurred on Florida Atlantic University, how do you guys feel about that shootings on campuses?
What just happened over here, I thought was just BS. They didn't lock down the school. We just got I was in the car with my mans, and he told me, yo, there was a shooting out here, and where's the proof to show?
The armed shootings and events that happen on campus, no, I do not think that's a hoax. I think those things actually happen. If we had to go on lockdown, there's no way FAU will put to school on lockdown for a hoax. I don't think people will arrive in helicopters for a hoax. And I've seen the people earlier in helicopters, it wasn't a hoax, it was actually shooting that did happen.
I think it was just a publicity stunt for FAU.
I don't know, but technically it didn't happen on campus, it happened away from classrooms. So it wasn't like around the big population of FAU.
Still, shut it down, because you never know what can happen.
I mean, from Channel 5 News, I heard bits and pieces about it. It happened at the research park. Allegedly, somebody got shot on a rooftop. Around 11 a.m., there was evidence of the ambulance leaving with the alleged person that got shot. And so around 12:30, we got news that the situation is handled and FAU is safe, according to the police department. So
I feel like the gun shooting at FAU is happening quite frequently. Well, not shootings, but incidents like this, like the Davie campus where they had some similar, a student had a gun. FAU Boca campus last semester, winter, someone's in a building where they had to lock it down, but they don't know details to shut everything down. Like, people can't come in, people can't come out. It doesn't make sense because people will come in and come out every day. You can't lock it down on campus every day. You never know when these things are gonna happen. So there's no control over chaos. How are you gonna control chaos? You can't.
Where were you guys during the shooting before spring semester, before winter break? Ralph?
I was actually leaving that building that he was in and going to faculty.
you weren't scared?
Me too as well.
No, I wasn't scared because it's nothing crazy. Nothing really crazy will happen at FAU. Nothing that, unless we wouldn't know about it. We really wouldn't know about it till the next day. Because despite us getting texting and phone calls, we don't know the details. What was the rumor? It was just like The Fugitive. If you ever watched that movie, it's just he's an all white, he's an all black male. They still haven't caught this guy. And they shut down the whole school. Police were everywhere. It was just you're trying to control something that's already done. It's already done. The chaos, the fear. You struck fear in people more than you just controlled the chaos, I feel like.
How do you feel about gun control in our culture? I didn't hear your opinion on it.
Gun control in our culture, it's not possible. As simple as that. The thing I say most about guns at all is education. As we're an upcoming generation and we see all of this is coming down, I think it's our duty to raise the next generation of our children, of our nephews, of our nieces, whatever, coming up to be let them know what's up. Give them a good knowledge about it so the same mistakes don't keep happening. Because yeah, we know about it, we see it, but we don't say anything about it to the upcoming generation. And then we don't realize that this generation is going to take over. Because I guarantee nobody sat us down and told us about guns. We just kind of seen how it did and what happens with it. We didn't oh, this is bad, da-da-da kind of thing.
But as much as you can educate somebody on guns, that's still not going to stop them from doing what they want to do. Making laws that restrict gun violence or gunplay in America or gunplay around the world, there's always going to be some kind of way to beat the system. There's not a system that can't get beat.
But I mean, at least you tried.
I mean, at least you tried, but it's up to that person that you're educating.
I think, honestly, if you raise your child right...
I don't think that is a right way to raise your child.
It's not a right way to raise your child?
Well, there is definitely a wrong way to raise your child, not being there. Not being there.
Okay.
I
could give my
Were you guys raised with guns in the house or raised with families with guns in the house?
I was raised with guns on the streets.
Son.
Lived in the hood.
I grew up in Jamaica.
She's from Jamaica, so she probably
it used to be days where I couldn't go to school because it was a gunfight right in the middle of town.
I was raised in the suburbs, yo.
Wellington. I had somebody die right in front of me, right in front of my door. Got shot. Knocked on my door. The minute we opened the door to see who that was, person fell right on the floor. Blood was everywhere.
Was that person a relative? Or?
That wasn't even a relative. That was just somebody that was seeking help. And by the time they got to my door, they passed.
So having all those experiences that happened in your life, why do you have such a passive stance when it comes to gun control, saying that, oh well, it's just going to be as it may, and you know you can't do anything about it. People gonna be people. I mean,
because we can't control it. What is that we're going to control here?
I mean,
Like Ralph said, there's a lot of money in this. Okay, so why is it going to be stopped? It's still going to be distributed, whether you bring the prices up or whether you try to have a detector on every gun. Somebody's still going to find a way to break that down.
So what is your solution to these mass shootings of all these people getting killed? I mean, like
we can educate. Like Sharika said, we can educate our youth. We can educate some people who are older than us on gun violence. By the end of the day, what they consume is up to them, for them to come up with their solution about that situation. And if they come up with a solution of, yo, all right, I understand what he's saying, but I'm still gonna pop a cap in somebody's butt, that's up to them. But you know that you did your half and brought the situation to them. Now it's all up to them to figure out what they want to do with themselves.
I just feel like there's such an easy access to guns. I mean, like, for example, like you were saying Chief Keef. I mean, isn't he only like 12? Like, well, I mean,
The little man's 18.
No, he's not 18.
Yeah.
No, he's 16. 16 or 17. 16, 17.
He's under 18.
Yo, his face is pretty tough though.
Yeah, he's like he's been through it.
Yeah. His face looks
Bro,
like a
He's
little
pretty
vest.
The boy is, but
But what I was saying is, he's young. He's 16 years old, and he has access to guns. How is that so?
I read something that said Chicago, our state, I mean, the city of Chicago has the toughest gun laws.
But
But it's the murder capital of America.
as my point before, the more you try to be like, oh, you can't get it, it's the more that I'm like, yes, I'm going to get it. So the stricter it is, the more it's gonna happen.
And now, just look how you deal with it now. The more they hold you back from something, the more it's gonna urge you to do it.
It's out of spite. It's like,
Okay. I just feel like you have to kind of take like a passive stance, like, oh well, it's gonna be what it is.
But
and the only thing we can do is educate people.
what view would you have? What would you say? Well, how could you control it? The only way you can control it is like, honestly, if someone invented like a refresh button for America and press that button and we just all happy again. Because that's not gonna happen. But what do you honestly want us to say? Like, this is gonna change this for the future.
yeah,
Like,
we should go back to knives and swords.
unless humans become bulletproof,
That's still violence.
there's
It won't
always
be
gonna
done.
be death and guns.
You gotta be a post.
Okay, so Sharika, what is your solution on gun control?
I said it before, I say it a billion times, I'll say it when I get old and gray.
Preach,
Can't
my
stand it.
sister.
It's education. Honestly, it boils down to education.
I personally think we should move on from the gun aspect, not forget it, but not focus so much on it. I feel like it holds us back as a country. Like, we could be doing something else to help, like, us prosper and regain our status.
Now, do you mean move on in the media? Like we shouldn't
Yes,
give it so much attention,
yes.
but still be working on it behind the scenes?
I believe I feel like the states should really just, control that more than it's just like national news that something happened in this state and that state, and then why are we getting bombarded by it?
At the end of the day, you just gotta agree. I mean, I agree with what he's saying. You cannot stop it. In order for you to stop it, you gotta change that whole environment, like he
I
just
don't
said.
think you guys are understanding. I'm not saying education is going to stop it. You guys keep saying that education is not going to stop it. I'm not saying it's going. Of course, it's not going to stop it. It'll make somewhat of a difference.
What difference will it make?
Okay, so
Awareness.
but it'll give them a
Education
choice.
will give them
We'll
awareness.
give them that choice, right?
Yes.
Whether to go, utilize a gun to kill people, or do whatever they want with a gun, or not to use the gun for violence.
Or
Until
just
it's
not
in
have a
your
gun
face.
at
Just
all.
not have a gun at all. So you give them multiple options.
It's better than just them seeing gun, them going after guns.
Don't do drugs. We're gonna educate you. Just say no to drugs. Please, marijuana is bad. Let's not do this. But people are gonna do it regardless. We're gonna educate you. You might change like one person's life, but everyone's gonna experience something with the gun sooner or later, or not. Or you're gonna raise in the suburbs and read the Bible.
Is that what you
That's
did in your
the-
childhood?
Is that what you did in your childhood?
Heck yeah, Bible thumping. I was not raised around guns. I don't know why I'm so pessimistic, but I was not raised around guns. My dad didn't have a gun. My uncle had a gun, but he never shot anything. But like, it wasn't something that like until I got into high school, it was just like, whoa, like this is real. Like kids really carry guns to school, like kids really are talking about like shooting something, like, and you think they're joking, but they're so serious. And what, like, I'm a kid from the suburbs and I'm seeing this like, whoa, this is real life. Like, how am I gonna be like, yo, you don't need to do this, put it away. They put it in TV shows. I remember watching Family Matters and they had like a gun episode. They put it in Fresh Prince where they had a gun episode. Like educating people on guns through media, through something like Black America was watching at the time. Like, oh, dang, like, okay, someone got shot that we care, like a character got shot, like guns are real in the streets. But that's a form of education, but it's not going to be effective because, again, that's just words. Like, these are real lives that the people are going through. Like, you're gonna tell a kid that, I don't know, you're gonna tell a kid that's seen his mom get shot in Chicago, like, he's not gonna get a gun. You can't tell, like, that's not the way. That's BS right there, because he's gonna get a gun, he's gonna retaliate.
How do you know that?
Because it, like, I don't have to tell you.
Not
I don't
everybody
know,
have
but
that same mindset of a gun did me wrong, so I'm gonna get a gun and do somebody else wrong. Not everybody have that
No.
same mindset, so you can't speak for him like, yeah, he's gonna go out and get a gun and da da da.
But if his environment is dictating that attitude towards
some
guns,
people are not a product of their environment, though.
but the majority are.
You can't speak for
You're not.
the
I'm a product of my environment. I told you I'm a suburb kid from. I don't have a gun, nor will I ever be near a gun. But if it's a real life situation where like someone did hurt my family, you wouldn't think about it. You wouldn't even think about getting a gun if you had access to a gun. Now say,
what is that going to solve? Me getting a gun?
it's not going to solve anything. Nothing. No gun shooting solves anything.
So somebody takes away $1 million from you right now, jack you for your money. What you gonna do?
And you have access to a
And
gun.
you have access to a gun.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot. Wait, no, I'm gonna shoot the person to get my money
No,
back
not
and end
Instead
up
of
in
calling
jail.
the police.
I'm gonna still be without my $1 million.
There's a
And
very-
without
there's a
freedom.
very- No.
Wait,
You
hold
know
on,
you
hold
can-
on. Joe, go ahead.
You gonna go to somebody. You gonna go to that person with your goonies, with your guns, and you gonna shoot them that dude up till you get your money. Son.
And then
Yeah,
end up in
sounds
jail
crazy.
and
You're
still
not-
not have any money.
There's an easy.
What is your stance on gun control?
It's never gonna be stopped. You can slow it down, but it's still gonna get out there.
Sharika.
My stance on gun control is it's not preventable, but you can do something to make a difference, starting with education. It all comes back down to educating ourselves and the younger generation.
Ralph.
My stance on gun control is it's an issue that we should just move forward because there's no real solution to it and focus on something that will actually help us as a country to prosper.